I don't know if you guys caught this story. It was something that I was paying attention to in the background, but it actually dropped on my birthday, so shout out to me. Mexican authorities probe a drug trafficking motive and kidnapping of Americans. It was a weird one, right? It was a mother and six, like a whole bunch of people. It ended up being four people ended up getting snatched up by the cartels in Mexico, where it's like, that's really tragic. Okay, you'd hate to see anybody that gets taken captive by the Mexican cartels, because they are known to be an exceptionally grisly cabal of individuals. That's about the nicest way that I can put it. It is still very early in this video. We'll get more descriptive a little bit later. But it's like, okay, as more of the information started to come into focus, it became a little bit more clear that, yeah, there's probably some other stuff going on. So let's just run it back. Let's just run it back here and see what we can figure out first and foremost. Mexican law enforcement is investigating the possibility that the kidnapping of 4 Americans in Mexico last week is linked to drug trafficking turf war, as court documents obtained by the Post reveal that the victims had previous drug-related convictions. Oh, that's why this story faded out of the media so quickly. Childhood friends Latavia McGee, Shaid Woodard, Zindell Brown, and Eric James Williams were violently abducted at gunpoint in broad daylight in the crime-ridden border city of Matamoros on March 3rd. McGee and Williams were found alive in a dingy shack on Tuesday, but Woodard and Brown were killed during the ordeal. While the investigation into the incident remains underway and authorities are pursuing various lines of inquiry, Mexican law enforcement papers obtained by Reuters say it cannot be ruled out that the kidnapping was linked to drug trafficking, which their assailants believed the Americans could be carrying out. Oh. The documents, which metadata suggested was created on Wednesday, includes details of criminal records. Court records read by the Post also show that all 4 victims who grew up together in Lake City, South Carolina, not Salt Lake City, that's in Utah, had convictions for drug-related offenses in the past. Interesting. There's one of the ladies the only lady in this that did survive, and she got them Brock Lesnar teeth at the bottom. That's kind of gross. March of 2016, McGee, 33-year-old, so my age, mom of 6, okay, was arrested after her 6-year-old, 2 8-year-olds, and 11-year-old children tested positive for amphetamines, methamphetamine, and marijuana. McGee, who went by Latavia Washington at the time, of course she did, was subsequently charged with 5 counts of unlawful conduct toward a child and received a 5-year sentence. It was a suspended sentence. The 2 days. Sorry, what? Charged with 5 counts of unlawful conduct, so child endangerment under a different name, received a 5-year sentence. I got suspended to 2 days, plus 3 years of probation, because I got kids to feed and drug up. Records indicate that McGee violated her parole twice. Yeah, okay. Which extended her parole time and prolonged her mandatory monthly drug testing. Great. Woodard, 33, who was one of the McGee's relatives, also had drug-related charges. You don't say. In 2008, records show he was arrested and charged with intent to distribute marijuana. He pleaded to the state's recommendation and received 77 days in a county detention center. Oh, did he get a suspended sentence? Oh, okay. I see how it goes. Following year, Woodard racked up 2 additional charges for burglary. Wow. In one incident, Woodard and the 2 co-defendants broke into a clothing store by climbing through the air ducts from the roof. Yeah, they were probably just cold or something like that. A few months later, Woodard, and another co-defendant stole an iPod and other items from a truck. That is some hood shit if I've ever heard it. I stole an iPod in what? Oh, this might have been 2008, right? Yeah, okay, so at least iPods were still a thing back then, but Christ almighty, if he's doing it now, what the fuck? For the first burglary, Woodard received 72 days, so he got less of an offense for a more violent crime. Interesting. In the state's correctional facility, and 19 months of probation. Yeah, that'll show him. Unbelievable. For the second, records indicate he received time served or 180 days in the county detention. More recently, so I guess he can just bank those other days when he's inevitably going to be charged again. More recently, in September 2015, Woodward, I keep adding the extra W. There's no W's to be had in this scenario, by the way. Was again charged with possession with intent to distribute marijuana. Yeah, but he still had, what, those additional 88 days to use, so yeah, don't worry about it. Oh, I'm sorry, that would have been, what, 108 days? Yeah. According to court documents, police frisked Woodard at the yard in the residence at 345 Scott Street in Lake City and found him carrying 1 or more ounces of prepackaged marijuana. Yeah, no, he seems like a good man who did do nothing wrong. And yeah, there's the place where the 4 of them were operating out of. Looks like a fine, upstanding residence. Don't know where McGee's kids were at the time, but I'm sure they were busy, you know, trying to not get drugged by their mother. But the entire reason that they went down to Mexico, okay, was also revealed a couple of days later that McGee was trying to go down to Mexico in order to get a tummy tuck. Yeah, this is legitimate. She was trying to get plastic surgery because, her body was just ravaged from giving childbirth. She tried everything, I guess. We got another picture of her here, but no, we got that guy that's right there. But no, we got some pictures over here because there she is getting arrested one more time. But she needed to go down to Mexico to get a cheap procedure because she tried everything to lose the baby weight. Okay. Tummy Tuck 4 survivor is arrested for taking her child to a fight and waving a gun around. Of course she is. The female survivor of the Tummy Tuck 4 has been arrested for allegedly taking her child to a fight. Oh, Jesus. Another youngster before waving a gun around at the scene. You wonder why they got caught up by the cartels, allegedly? You wonder why 2 of her accomplices ended up dead? Somebody couldn't stop running their mouth. Big shock, right? Latavia McGee, 34, was rescued in March after being kidnapped by a Mexican drug cartel alongside 3 friends while traveling to the country for a second one after having 6 children. Yeah, the easy way out, time and time, running drugs, being a criminal, and not even taking the personal responsibility necessary in order to not be a fat slob. She was arrested on Saturday on $10,000. That's it. A career criminal arrested on $10,000 bond over an unrelated incident which occurred on February 17th, just weeks before her kidnapping. What a hunk of shit. And she was still just permitted to cross the border. I still have to wait until May 11th in order to possibly to fly into the United States, and I've never committed a crime in my life. Her attorney, Mark Cummings, a public defender, said police allowed her to spend time with her family after returning from Mexico on March 8th before they made the arrest. Oh, that's adorable. The arrest came just 2 days after McGee appeared on CNN in an exclusive interview with Anderson Cooper where she recounted her Mexican ordeal. Oh, wonderful. I'm sure it was great. But yeah, no, she definitely, I tried everything, Anderson, but I really needed that tummy tuck. They needed to fill up with cocaine first before they sewed it back up. It's all good. According to the incident report, McGee's child went to fight another minor. Okay. Nothing off about this scenario so far, but they were removed from the location by another family member before allegedly being taken back by McGee. The mother allegedly pulled a pistol from her purse and waved it around the scene. Yeah, but it was just 2 kids fighting, like, just let them scrap, but no. Of course, she's got to escalate the situation. The arrest warrant alleges that she knowingly took her child to the location of the fight. Yeah, but hey, she had a firearm. She needs to protect herself from all of those drug cartels that she's trying to hide from. But convicted felons, aren't supposed to have firearms. So we need to have stronger gun laws in order to keep guns out of the hands of dangerous individuals. Yep. Okay. According to WBTW, I thought it would have been WBBW in this situation, but there's nothing beautiful about this. Police obtained security video of the entire incident. Cummings said the arrest had nothing to do with a fatal kidnapping ordeal in Mexico. Yeah, them can't say that because we're recording. But her friends be dead. Can't hold her responsible for any of that stuff. I mean, come on. She was just trying to improve her lot in life, and she has 6 mouths to feed. Wonder if it's all the same father. This charge, yes, in no way related to the torture and death that McGee went through. I'm sure she was tortured and dead because, yeah, She was brought back and apparently didn't get that second tummy tuck. I don't know, man. That's real tough shit. McGee and her friend Eric Williams, Zindel Brown, and Shaid Woodard, dubbed the tummy tuck for, became lost trying to find the cosmetic clinic in the border town of Matamoros in March. They were caught in the crossfire of a cartel gunfight and taken after being mistaken for drug traffickers, even though they all just coincidentally have other drug charges. Then, we don't need to worry about that at all whatsoever. Williams and McGee survived after 4 days in captivity. Well, if they would have kept her a little longer, she wouldn't have needed that tummy tuck, and were released after the cartels realized their mistake, while Brown and Woodard were killed. Yeah, it seems like a bit of an escalation. Listen, we're going to snatch up 4 people who vaguely fit our description, but we'll only kill 2 of you, and oopsie daisy, we realized that, we just made a little mistake. So y'all just go out there and, be free in the world and go make sure that your kids are doing fine. It doesn't really seem like the Mexican Cartel style. Surviving pair have since begun detailing their ordeal. Oh yeah, of course, we gonna get a production deal off of this. Group traveled to Matamoros for her to have a tummy tuck. I can't believe this is real. They had driven to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina for days to get there. Speaking of her murdered friends, McGee said, "They didn't deserve that. None of us deserved it, but we're alive, and we got a lot of recovering to do." Yeah, of course, you got a 3rd or 4th scar to make sure it heals properly, because you wouldn't want it. It would just look unsightly next to the C-section scar. Yuck. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I should follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.